You know those moments when life just seems to flow, right? When you feel light as a feather and your thoughts are super clear. You just glide through your day with a natural ease. But then there are those other days when it feels like you're fighting against some invisible force. No matter what you do, you just can't seem to find that inner rhythm, and every little thing becomes a major struggle. It's not just random luck or chance. There's a real scientific reason for this, based on quantum mechanics and the electromagnetic nature of living things. Once you really understand how your own energy field works, you'll never look at yourself or the world around you the same way again. If something about what I'm saying clicks with you, know that this message found you for a reason. When you engage with this stuff right now, you're sending out a specific signal into the quantum universe, one that can connect with others who are ready to take back control of their own energy. So, let's get started. You don't need to force yourself to feel amazing or pretend to be happy when you're not. Your energy field or biofield is a real measurable expression of who you are. When your mind, your emotions, and your body are all on the same page, this kind of inner peace isn't just for monks living in some faraway place. You can tap into it right here, right now, by learning to pay attention to yourself with kindness and nurturing that connection. Most of us are constantly reacting to the things happening around us. We wake up every day with the same worries that kept us up the night before. These thought patterns set off emotional responses, which then create the same chemical reactions in our bodies. From a quantum perspective, this becomes more than just a habit. It turns into a closed-loop frequency pattern. Your unique energy signature is constantly broadcasting, like a personal radio station, announcing who you are to the universe. And this signal is what ultimately determines what you see, how you feel, and the reality you live in. Because it interacts with the vast quantum field that surrounds you, this journey we're on isn't about hiding your problems or faking positivity. It's about bringing your thoughts, your heartbeat, and your nervous system into a unified, harmonious symphony. But here's what most people don't get about keeping their frequency up. Your energy field operates on different levels at the same time. There's your immediate emotional frequency, which changes from moment to moment based on your thoughts and what's happening around you. Then there's your baseline vibrational set point, which is your normal energy state when you're not actively trying to manage your frequency. And finally, there's what quantum field researchers call your coherent signature. This is the unique electromagnetic pattern that emerges when all parts of you are aligned. Think of it this way. If your emotions are like the weather, constantly changing, then your baseline frequency is like your climate, the general energy environment you tend to live in. But your coherent signature is like your specific location on the quantum map, the exact place where your consciousness connects with infinite possibilities. When you understand these three levels of energy expression, you unlock tools that most people never even know exist. Picture yourself as a finely tuned instrument. When it's properly tuned, it emits a pure, consistent, resonant tone. In this state of coherence, as you reach this inner clarity, the quantum field starts to respond in ways that seem almost miraculous, bringing you opportunities and meaningful coincidences that feel like way more than just chance. When you stop letting old hurts or limiting beliefs pull your attention in a million different directions, you become a powerful, centered observer of your own life. If this message is hitting home for you, take a second to hit the like button. Think of it not just as a simple click, but as a conscious choice you're making. By doing this, you're sending a clearer signal to the quantum field that you're ready and open to receiving more clarity and alignment in your life. I want to invite you to pause here with me for a moment. Just stop and tune into your own energy state. There's nothing you need to fix, just observe. How does your heart feel right now? Light and open or tight in your chest? Are there thoughts running circles in your mind? The first step is just noticing yourself with compassion. This gently breaks the automatic patterns that keep your energy stuck in the past. It also creates space for something new to come in, a steady, coherent signal that the universe can recognize and send back to you. If this resonates with you, let it sink in. Comment below with the phrase, "I am the architect of my frequency." This is your chance to declare to yourself and the universe that you're now consciously choosing the energy you put out. Here's something you might not have thought about. Your elevated vibration doesn't just disappear. It gradually fades each time you react without thinking, close up instead of breathing, or replay painful stories instead of just observing them with love. But here's where you take back your power. Just like your frequency can drop in these little moments, it can also be lovingly restored through tiny moments of presence. You can rebuild an authentic, powerful energy signature that truly reflects the amazing person you're becoming. Through these little flashes of awareness, researchers in neurocardiology have discovered something incredible. What's so fascinating is that frequency decline follows predictable patterns. Scientists have identified what they call energy decay cycles. When you're stressed, your coherent heart rhythm doesn't just stop. It goes through specific stages. First, there's fragmentation, where your heart rhythm becomes irregular but still has some structure. Then there's static interference, where conflicting emotions create energetic noise. Finally, if the stress continues, you enter what researchers call frequency collapse, where your electromagnetic field becomes chaotic and your natural coherence completely breaks down. Understanding these stages gives you incredible power because you can step in at any point. During fragmentation, a simple conscious breath can bring back coherence right away. During static interference, you need the micro-reset techniques we'll talk about. But during frequency collapse, you need what quantum field practitioners call a full system reboot, which means specific steps for rebuilding your energy from the ground up. The amazing thing is that each stage has its own electromagnetic signature that can be measured and tracked. This means your frequency states aren't just feelings. They're real, measurable things that follow the same laws of physics as any other energy system in the universe. Your heart creates an electromagnetic field that's way more powerful than your brain's field. When you're in emotional coherence, your heart rhythm becomes smooth and in sync with your breathing. In this state, you start radiating a highly organized and elevated frequency throughout your whole system. This is more than just positive thinking. It's scientifically proven. Staying in this coherent state for even a few minutes can change your body's chemistry, regulate your nervous system, and change how your brain sees the world. Your perception literally expands. You become more open, less reactive, and more connected to your natural creative intelligence. Why is this so important? Because the quantum field responds not just to your words or thoughts, it responds to your whole energy transmission. When your heart and body are feeling anxious or lacking, no matter how often you say, "I am abundant," the message you're sending is still mixed and unclear. According to quantum principles, this incoherent energy creates random and often chaotic results, usually the opposite of what you're trying to create. This is why a lot of people get worn out from trying to stay positive without realizing it. They're fighting against their own energy. What I'm sharing will show you how to end this internal conflict without forcing or straining. Instead, you'll find that your real power comes from consistently returning to harmony. It's not about being perfect. It's about practicing loving awareness. It's about recognizing when you've lost your balance and gently guiding yourself back to the center. But let's dig deeper into why this internal struggle happens in the first place. Your nervous system runs on ancient survival programming that sees any mismatch between your thoughts and emotions as a potential threat. When you think, "I am worthy," but feel unworthy, your nervous system doesn't just notice the contradiction. It triggers stress responses designed to protect you from what it sees as deception or danger. This is where quantum coherence becomes revolutionary. Instead of fighting against these natural protective mechanisms, coherence works with them. When your heart rhythm becomes smooth and organized, it sends safety signals throughout your entire nervous system. Your brain gets the message that you're genuinely safe, not just pretending to be safe. This allows your whole being to relax into authentic, elevated states instead of forced ones. Research in quantum biology has revealed something amazing about this process. When your heart achieves true coherence, it doesn't just affect your own electromagnetic field. It starts resonating with what scientists call the Schumann resonance, the Earth's natural electromagnetic frequency. This means that in coherent states, you're literally synchronizing with the planet's own energetic rhythm. You become part of a larger, harmonious system that goes way beyond your individual biofield. This planetary synchronization explains why coherent states feel so deeply peaceful and why they're so sustainable. You're not trying to maintain an artificial frequency that clashes with your environment. You're aligning with the fundamental frequency of the living system you're part of. This is why ancient spiritual traditions talked about being one with nature. They were describing a real measurable electromagnetic phenomenon that modern science is only now starting to understand. Over time, you become someone with stable, elevated energy that doesn't depend on outside circumstances being perfect. You've probably met someone who naturally radiates quiet confidence, deep peace, and magnetic presence. They've probably mastered this inner coherence. They don't just think positive thoughts. They live in a different vibrational reality. And because the quantum field responds to your entire being, your awareness, your emotions, and your focus, your frequency becomes the most powerful tool you have for transforming your life. If you feel this power waking up inside you, share your experience in the comments. Type, "My frequency is my greatest creative force." As you write these words, feel their truth. This will help you anchor this new understanding and step into your role as the conscious artist of your reality. Take a moment to like this video, if these insights are resonating with you, and subscribe to join this frequency of conscious creators who are choosing to live as the field itself, rather than separate from it. Now let's explore how this understanding becomes practical reality. There's a part of you that has always known this. Your vibration goes beyond just your mood. It's the sacred silent language through which your being communicates with the quantum field. This is applied physics, not just some abstract theory. Let me share a fundamental truth that most people never discover. Every possible experience exists only as pure potential until your conscious awareness selects it and makes it real. Quantum physics calls this the wave function collapse. Until you focus your emotional energy on a specific possibility, it remains suspended in the realm of infinite potential. Your observation, combined with the feeling in your heart, determines which possibility becomes your lived experience. There's a measurable interaction happening between your consciousness and the fundamental structure of reality itself. This isn't just thinking positive thoughts. Think about this. Your brain is constantly constructing your reality based on what it already knows. Neuroscience shows that what you perceive isn't the actual world. It's a simulation shaped by your memories, habits, and expectations. But here's where it gets really interesting. This internal reality isn't created just by your mind. It comes from your heart, the center of your emotional experience. That rhythm arises from your breathing pattern, your posture, and the electromagnetic field that surrounds you to create lasting transformation. Thinking new thoughts isn't enough when your body is still stuck in old emotional patterns. Imagine your personal vibration as a powerful broadcasting tower. Each thought sends out a signal. Each emotion amplifies and deepens that signal. Each choice you make either clarifies or distorts the broadcast. When these aspects of yourself align to send out a strong, clear, steady signal, the quantum field organizes itself to match that beautiful harmony. This shows up in your life as synchronicities. This is why you might run into exactly the right person, unexpectedly receive an opportunity that seems perfectly tailored for you, or experience a powerful intuition guiding you toward actions you would not have taken when you were feeling down or scattered. Here's the trap that most people unknowingly fall into. They believe that achieving high vibration means repeating affirmations or suppressing negative emotions. This creates an internal war between what they're thinking and what they're actually feeling. Even while telling yourself, "I am worthy of love," your nervous system might be running ancient programming that generates fear and unworthiness. From a quantum reality perspective, this contradiction broadcasts a fragmented, static-filled signal. It disperses your creative energy and makes it difficult for the universe to respond to your intentions. Heart coherence principles help us understand this clearly. When the heart's electromagnetic field operates smoothly, it creates beautiful rhythmic patterns. During elevated emotional states like gratitude, compassion, and inner peace, these waves show that your heart and brain are synchronizing in deep harmony. This calms and rebalances your nervous system. Conversely, emotions like stress, anxiety, and anger create jagged, chaotic patterns. These represent incoherence, an internal conflict that affects your thinking, feeling, and energetic output. This energetic interference not only diminishes your well-being, but also scrambles the message you're sending to the field of infinite possibility. I'm curious about your own experience with this. Have you noticed moments when your energy felt completely aligned, where everything seemed to flow effortlessly? Share in the comments what that state felt like for you and what helped you access it. As we explore this together, you'll start noticing these subtle shifts within yourself. Maintaining a high frequency doesn't require constant happiness. It means staying aware of your current emotional state, recognizing when you've lost that inner balance and lovingly returning yourself to center. Think of tuning a fine instrument. First, you have to learn to recognize when a string is out of tune. Then you can make the delicate adjustments that restore its beautiful sound. If this perspective opens a new pathway for you, please engage with it. Comment below saying, "I am the conscious architect of my reality." This becomes a vibrational anchor that reminds you that your loving awareness is what transforms possibilities into reality. Your morning routine is one of the most powerful and overlooked opportunities to shift your vibration. Upon waking, your brain is in a magical transitional state. It's shifting from the dreamy theta waves of sleep toward the more alert beta waves of wakefulness. During this crucial window, your subconscious mind is incredibly receptive, and your body hasn't yet activated stress responses. This brief period offers a golden opportunity to set an elevated energetic tone for your entire day. But what do most of us do immediately? We dive into reactivity. We grab our phones, scan emails, consume news, or start rehearsing yesterday's problems. Without realizing it, we're telling our nervous system to return to familiar patterns of stress and anxiety that deplete us and cloud our clarity. When you intentionally create coherence before engaging with the world, you stabilize your biofield and immediately start sending out a clear, elevated signal. This isn't just a pleasant morning ritual. It electromagnetically transforms how your heart and brain function. I'll share a fundamental practice you can implement immediately. When practiced consistently, the effects are profound. This gentle technique is known as heart coherence breathing and has been extensively researched by organizations like the HeartMath Institute. It involves slowing your breath while focusing on your heart center. This returns your entire nervous system to a state of beautiful harmony, which enables sustained high vibrational living. Here's how to begin. Before your feet touch the floor upon waking, place a gentle hand over your heart center. Close your eyes if it feels comfortable. Just observe your natural breathing for a moment. Don't try to change it yet. Feel your chest rising and falling softly. Next, gradually start adjusting your breathing rhythm to become slower and more even. Try inhaling for a count of 5, then exhaling for 5. Once you've established a peaceful breathing rhythm, visualize breathing directly through your heart. Imagine drawing in waves of healing, tranquil energy with each gentle inhalation. With each soft exhalation, visualize releasing any tension, worry, or mental noise. Once you're comfortable with this rhythm, gently recall a moment when you felt renewed and grateful. This might be cherishing a loved one's presence, remembering a time of complete safety and peace, or simply appreciating a fresh day. Allow this warm sensation to expand in your chest and flow throughout your entire body. After just 3 to 5 minutes of practice, your heart rhythm will start synchronizing with your breath. This is cardiac coherence. Science has shown that this harmonic pattern stabilizes your entire system. Your brain waves become more organized. Your hormones regulate more effectively. Your personal electromagnetic field becomes clearer, stronger, and more unified. But there's another layer to this morning practice that most people never discover. As your heart rhythm synchronizes with your breath, something remarkable starts happening at the cellular level. Your mitochondria, the energy-producing structures in your cells, start operating more efficiently. This increased cellular energy production doesn't just make you feel more vital. It actually strengthens your electromagnetic field at its most fundamental level. Think of your cells as tiny batteries. When they're operating efficiently, they contribute to the overall power and clarity of your energetic signature. When they're stressed or depleted, they create static and interference in your field. The morning coherence practice essentially charges these cellular batteries, giving you an energetic foundation that can sustain elevated states throughout your day. Research in quantum cellular biology has revealed that coherent heart rhythms create what scientists call entrainment cascades throughout your entire body. Your heart's electromagnetic field literally teaches other organs and systems how to synchronize with coherent patterns. Your liver starts processing emotions more efficiently. Your digestive system operates with greater harmony. Your endocrine system releases hormones in more balanced patterns. This systemic entrainment explains why people who practice morning coherence often report improvements in areas that seem unrelated to emotional states. Better digestion, improved sleep, enhanced immune function, and increased mental clarity all emerge naturally when your body's systems learn to operate in harmonic resonance with each other. What's even more fascinating is that this entrainment effect extends beyond your physical body. When you're in sustained coherence, your electromagnetic field starts influencing the quantum field around you in measurable ways. Quantum field detection equipment can actually measure changes in local space-time. When someone achieves deep coherence, the field around them becomes more organized, more stable, and more responsive to conscious intention. This is why ancient meditation masters spoke of creating sacred space. They weren't just talking about a spiritual concept. They were describing a real electromagnetic phenomenon where sustained coherence literally transforms the quantum properties of your immediate environment. What does this mean for your daily experience? You're creating an internal environment where high-frequency states like creativity, emotional resilience, and clarity can flourish throughout your day. From a quantum perspective, understanding why this matters is crucial. What your heart generates doesn't stay contained within your body. Scientists have measured that it extends several feet outward, interacting with the energy of environments and people you encounter. This helps explain why people respond differently to you when you feel grounded and centered. Now, if these concepts are opening new pathways of understanding for you, know that what we've explored today touches only the surface of conscious frequency mastery. There's an entire system of 9 master frequencies that work together to create what I call effortless reality creation, moving you from the exhausting cycle of seeking and manifesting into pure being and embodiment. I've mapped out this complete framework in my book, Beyond the Frequencies, a quantum guide to consciousness mastery, where you'll discover how to become the broadcast itself rather than simply managing your signal. It's linked in the pinned comment below. As you begin practicing this alignment, remember you're not doing this alone. This represents measurable energetic coherence, not just positive feelings. When you subscribe to this channel, you're consciously joining a growing collective energy field. It's more than just receiving content. It's an energetic commitment to continuing messages that support and amplify your journey. To join this conscious community, click subscribe. If you're ready to begin each day with this sacred intention, share it in the comments. Type, "Today I choose coherence above all else." Take this simple step as the beginning of creating a beautiful new morning practice. Morning alignment is powerful. However, for many of us, our sense of coherence starts to dissolve as the day goes on. A frustrating email, an unexpected challenge, or even the energy of the people around you can knock you off balance. Without a strategy for these situations, you'll likely default to old, automatic patterns of stress and reactivity that you've practiced for years. To maintain an elevated vibration, don't try to build walls against stress. It's about learning to lovingly return to your center quickly and consistently, no matter what's happening around you. You might be surprised to learn that your energy doesn't shift most dramatically during major events. It happens in the small, transitional moments throughout your day. These are subtle changes in your body, breath, and focus as you move between different situations. Neuroscience calls these state shifts. The key is to lovingly notice when you've lost your focus and have simple tools to gently guide yourself back. Imagine you're concentrating deeply on important work when suddenly you receive harsh criticism. Immediately, your heart starts racing erratically. Your breathing might become shallow, and your mind might flood with defensive thoughts. From a quantum perspective, your broadcast signal is no longer stable. It's now a transmission filled with fear and resistance. You can't just tell yourself to be positive to eliminate this feeling. But through gentle, mindful awareness, you can interrupt the pattern. The micro-reset is one of the most effective and accessible techniques for this. You don't need privacy or special equipment. No one needs to know you're doing it. Here's how it works. The moment you feel that familiar tension starting to build in your body, pause. Soften your shoulders slightly. Feel the chair or ground completely supporting you. Take one slow, deep inhalation and make your exhalation slightly longer than your inhale. Finally, return your attention to your heart space and briefly reconnect with the feeling of gratitude, peace, or simple appreciation you cultivated this morning. This small act of self-love accomplishes tremendous healing. It interrupts your body's automatic stress response, reduces cortisol release, and helps your heart rhythm signal to your brain that you're safe and everything is well. Remember, this isn't about forcing yourself to feel something artificial. Nothing is being demanded of you. You're simply pausing your automatic response long enough to reconnect with who you truly are when you're not in survival mode. Over time, these micro-resets retrain your system. Your nervous system learns that returning to coherence is safe and becomes increasingly natural. What's remarkable about micro-resets is that they work on multiple dimensions simultaneously. On the physical dimension, they interrupt stress cascades and restore healthy physiological rhythms. On the emotional dimension, they create space between stimulus and response, allowing you to choose your reaction rather than being hijacked by automatic patterns. On the mental dimension, they reconnect you with clarity and perspective. And on the energetic dimension, they realign your frequency with your chosen vibrational state. But there's a deeper principle at work here that connects to quantum field theory. Every time you perform a micro-reset, you're essentially practicing what physicists call non-local coherence. You're demonstrating that your consciousness can instantaneously. Your body's electromagnetic field is influenced by your consciousness, regardless of the external triggers that set off your stress response. This illustrates that your awareness transcends the limitations of linear cause and effect that govern the physical world. This non-local aspect of consciousness is what makes micro-resets so effective and quick. You aren't just gradually altering your biochemistry through slow interventions. Instead, you're leveraging your consciousness to quantum leap from one energetic state to another entirely. The physical alterations in your heart rhythm, hormone production, and brainwave activity are all consequences of this quantum shift, not the root causes. Grasping this concept empowers you to use micro-resets with increased confidence and effectiveness. You aren't just hoping that changing your breathing patterns might eventually influence how you feel. You're consciously using your awareness to choose a new vibrational frequency and then allowing your body to synchronize with that choice. This is precisely why micro-resets can be effective even in very stressful situations where logical solutions might not work. The implications extend far beyond just managing stress. Each micro-reset is essentially a form of reality navigation, a deliberate way of steering through the quantum field toward experiences that align with your preferred frequency. By resetting your energy in the present moment, you are not only transforming your immediate feelings about your current circumstances, you are also shifting the vibrational path that dictates the kinds of future experiences that will be attracted into your reality. This is why consistent practice with micro-resets often leads to what people describe as miraculous improvements in their life situations. These improvements aren't due to random luck or coincidence. They are the natural outcome of maintaining conscious command over your vibrational frequency, which directly influences how the quantum field responds to you. How you manage your attention is another critical aspect of maintaining an elevated frequency. Throughout each day, countless distractions compete for your awareness. Notifications, competing priorities, and replaying past conversations in your mind. Every time your focus is fragmented, you lose energetic coherence. This explains why you might feel completely exhausted by the end of the day, even if nothing particularly challenging happened. By scattering your attention across multiple concerns simultaneously, you unknowingly dispersed your valuable energy field. To improve this, practice single-pointed presence. When you're drinking tea, simply focus on drinking tea. Take a sip and feel the warmth. When you're listening to someone, give them the gift of your undivided attention. Focused presence is a simple practice that not only conserves your energy, but also helps your brain maintain the coherent patterns associated with high vibration. From a quantum perspective, This focus sharpens the signal you're transmitting, making it easier to attract experiences that resonate with your chosen frequency. There's another dimension to focused presence that directly ties into what quantum physicists call the observer effect. When you give your full attention to a single experience, you're doing more than just conserving energy. You're actively strengthening your role as a conscious observer within the quantum field. The quality of your attention determines the power with which you can influence the collapse of wave functions into specific realities. Consider this: scattered attention creates a scattered reality. When your awareness is fragmented across many concerns, you're essentially sending mixed signals to the quantum field about what you desire to experience. However, when you focus entirely on a single moment, person, or experience, you create what researchers call a coherence amplification effect. Your unified attention becomes a powerful lens that focuses quantum possibilities into specific outcomes. This is why present moment awareness isn't just a pleasant spiritual practice. It's a fundamental technology for creating your reality. Each moment of focused presence is an opportunity to consciously participate in the quantum creation process, rather than allowing random, subconscious patterns to dictate your experience. The practice of single-pointed presence also activates what neuroscientists refer to as the default mode network in reverse. Normally, this network generates the background mental chatter that keeps you identified with thoughts and worries. However, focused presence quiets this network and activates what researchers call the direct experience network, the neural pathways associated with immediate, unfiltered awareness. When you're operating from direct experience rather than mental interpretation, your electromagnetic field becomes remarkably clear and powerful. You're no longer broadcasting the energetic static that arises from mental commentary and emotional reactions. Instead, you're radiating the pure frequency of conscious awareness itself. This pure awareness frequency has unique properties that differentiate it from emotion-based frequencies. While emotional states can be positive or negative, elevated or depleted, pure awareness transcends these polarities entirely. It carries the organizing intelligence that harmonizes all other frequencies, rather than competing with them. People often report that when they are in states of pure presence, external circumstances seem to organize themselves more harmoniously, without any conscious effort on their part. This isn't just a coincidence. It's the natural outcome of radiating the organizing frequency of consciousness itself. When you embody this frequency, you become a center of harmony, influencing everything around you toward greater coherence. Join me in this affirmation if you're ready to reclaim your precious energy from the daily chaos. Comment below with each breath, I return to my center. Make this gentle promise to yourself that you can always find your way back to peace. You can probably sense now that elevated vibration isn't a destination you reach. It's a living, breathing, dynamic practice of continuously returning to yourself. To truly carry this high frequency with you, there's one more beautiful aspect we need to explore, which we could call energetic sovereignty. This isn't about building protective walls against the external world. It's about intentionally generating a stable, consistent energetic field around you that naturally deflects anything misaligned with your chosen state of being. From a quantum science perspective, this isn't some mystical fantasy. It's actually measurable. We now know that the heart emits the strongest electromagnetic signature of any living system. The energy of this field extends far beyond your physical body, constantly interacting with surrounding energies in a coherent way. Your heart field, breath, emotions, and nervous system work together in beautiful harmony. This functions like a loving, energetic boundary. Others can sense it, and it influences environments. You automatically deflect energy that's incompatible with your vibration. You never have to worry about protecting yourself. So, how do you intentionally create this field of inner sanctuary? One of the most loving approaches involves engaging both your mind and body simultaneously. Let's practice this together now. Close your eyes or soften your gaze. Gently bring your attention back to your heart center in the middle of your chest. As we've been practicing, begin to breathe slowly and deeply. Imagine that with each inhalation, you're drawing beautiful golden light into your heart. an energy that's soft, warm, and luminous, nourishing and strengthening you from within. Feel this loving light expanding outward with each exhalation, creating a radiant, gentle sphere that encompasses your entire body. Rather than imagining this golden energy as a rigid barrier, picture it as a living sanctuary, an intelligent, responsive field that welcomes everything that serves you and releases everything that doesn't. Notice what's happening in your body as you hold this visualization. You might experience warmth in your chest or gentle tingling in your hands. These are real physical responses. Your biofield and nervous system are highly sensitive to your focused intention. Your body is listening to you. From a quantum perspective, your steady, loving attention begins to convert possibilities into actualities. Your field of peace isn't just a figment of your imagination. It has real effects on how you feel and how others respond to you. This does far more than just create safety. It transforms how you move through life. Stressful situations affect you less intensely. You can more easily observe others' emotional states with compassion without absorbing them yourself. You become a stable anchor and a peaceful presence in every space you enter. But let's explore the advanced applications of this energetic sanctuary. Once you've established your basic field of peace, you can begin working with what quantum field practitioners call frequency layering. This involves consciously adding specific vibrational qualities to your electromagnetic field based on what you want to create or experience. For example, if you're starting a creative project, you can layer frequencies of inspiration and innovation into your sanctuary field. If you're going into a challenging conversation, you can add layers of compassion and clarity. If you're seeking healing, you can incorporate frequencies of restoration and renewal. These aren't just mental concepts, they're specific electromagnetic patterns that can be cultivated and maintained. The key to effective frequency layering lies in understanding that each emotional state has its own measurable electromagnetic signature. Gratitude operates at approximately 540 Hertz. Love resonates around 528 Hertz. Joy vibrates at about 540 Hertz. Peace emanates at approximately 600 Hertz. When you consciously cultivate these states while maintaining your sanctuary field, you're literally programming your electromagnetic broadcast with specific frequencies. What makes this even more powerful is that these frequencies interact with each other synergistically. When you combine gratitude with love, you don't just get the sum of their individual effects. You create what physicists call constructive interference, where the frequencies amplify each other to produce effects greater than either could achieve alone. Advanced practitioners learn to create what are called frequency cocktails, specific combinations of vibrational states designed for particular outcomes. A healing cocktail might combine peace, love, and restoration. A manifestation cocktail might blend gratitude, excitement, and certainty. A protection cocktail might unite strength, clarity, and discernment. The science behind this relates to how electromagnetic fields interact with the quantum vacuum, the underlying field of pure potential that surrounds all matter. When you radiate coherent intentional frequencies, you create what quantum physicists call standing wave patterns in the vacuum field. These patterns act like energetic templates that influence how possibilities collapse into reality around you. This is why people with strong intentional energy fields often seem to live in completely different realities from those around them. They're not just thinking differently or believing differently, they're literally broadcasting different electromagnetic instructions to the quantum field, which responds by organizing reality according to those instructions. Understanding this gives you unprecedented power to consciously design your life experience. Instead of hoping that positive thinking might eventually change your circumstances, you can directly program the quantum field through intentional electromagnetic broadcasting. Your energy field becomes a conscious technology for creating your reality, rather than an unconscious result of random thoughts and emotions. The most important thing to remember is that this isn't about escaping from life. When you radiate such a strong, steady, loving signal, anything incompatible with it simply flows around you, unable to take hold. Safety from the world isn't something you do. You become so fully attuned to your own frequency that it speaks for itself. It emanates such consistent energy that mismatched frequencies lose all relevance in your inner landscape. You can make this inner sanctuary your reality right now. If this feels true to you, comment below with, "I am a walking sanctuary of peace." Feel that golden light surrounding you as you write these words. Know that you carry your sacred space with you wherever you go. Our final step involves integrating what you've learned about these beautiful ways to elevate and maintain your frequency. This means embodying these concepts in repeatable physical practices, like a ritual you can perform whenever you feel yourself slipping back into old patterns of reactivity, worry, or self-doubt. Because living a high vibrational life isn't a one-time achievement, you nurture this state of being constantly, with every breath and every moment. I'll guide you through a simple, brief exercise that will help you anchor this feeling. If possible, find a peaceful space where you won't be disturbed for a few minutes. If you're busy, that's perfectly fine. Allow these words to gently wash over you and notice how they affect you. Slowly close your eyes or soften your gaze. Lovingly connect with your heart by placing one hand over your heart center. As you inhale slowly and deeply through your nose, feel your belly gently expanding. As you exhale through your mouth, release any tension in your shoulders, jaw, or forehead. Breathe slowly and evenly, allowing your awareness to descend from your head into your body. Now envision the golden field of light we explored earlier. It's a serene light that sparkles and shimmers around you. Imagine this light growing stronger, brighter, and more coherent with each inhalation. As you exhale, feel it anchoring you to the earth while becoming a living, stable presence that moves with you. Speak to yourself with loving kindness. I am the stillness within the storm. As you hold this feeling, my inner reality is my creation, my energy is my sacred power. Experience these words as more than just thoughts. Feel them as a living vibration resonating deep within your being. You are not separate from the quantum field. You are a beautiful, conscious expression of it. With every breath you take, you're manifesting possibilities into reality. Right now, the state you choose isn't just about your internal experience. It's the signal you're broadcasting into the universe that informs everything around you. Take several more deep breaths and remain here. Simply be aware of your own presence, whether it feels solid, warm, peaceful, or expansive. No feeling is right or wrong. Simply knowing is enough. When you're ready, slowly open your eyes. Notice how your awareness has shifted. Things might appear slightly softer, or you might feel more at home in your own being. This is how coherence feels. This is high vibration embodied. My final invitation to you is this. Continue this practice repeatedly. Your frequency will elevate each time you choose alignment over old reactive habits. Not because you need to be perfect, but because this increasingly becomes your natural state. There will come a moment when you're no longer trying to achieve a high vibration. You simply are that vibration. It becomes your new home frequency. Before you leave, anchor this elevated frequency with a simple act of intention. As a way to hold this energy within you, gently press the like button. Let that click communicate to your biofield and the universe that you choose to remain in this state of gratitude and coherence. I also invite you to subscribe if this state of being feels like the home you've been seeking. When you subscribe, your energy signals that you're committed to this path. Every new transmission that reaches you will serve as a powerful reminder to return to this beautiful frequency and continue following it until it becomes an integral part of your being. Thank you for being here, offering such loving attention, and opening yourself to cultivating a new relationship with your own energy. The field is always speaking and listening. Each time you choose coherence, you're not only transforming your own life, but also contributing to the collective vibration of love that's healing our world. Remember this truth always. You are energy. Remain steady and open. Consider watching this video each morning for the next week to deeply anchor these frequency principles into your daily practice. When you share this with someone who's ready for this understanding, you're not just passing along information. You're creating an energetic transmission that amplifies both your mastery and theirs through the quantum field as interconnected nature. If this transmission has served you, consider becoming a source of this energy for others. Sharing this video is a profound act of service. You're not simply sending a link, you're expanding this field of coherence by sharing it with family, friends, and anyone who might benefit. This strengthens our collective journey. The observer effect we've explored today connects directly to something even more profound: how your consciousness literally creates the reality you experience moment by moment. Understanding how to consciously collapse quantum possibilities into your chosen experiences takes you from hoping things will change to directly authoring your reality.